The woman's mother had barely passed away when her father showed up with his pregnant young wife to fight for the inheritance. He even demanded that the woman transfer the billion-dollar inheritance left by her mother to her unborn brother. To everyone's surprise, the woman agreed on the spot. She claimed that the wealth accumulated by the family should indeed be inherited by a boy. The moment those words came out, her father burst into delighted laughter. Little did he know that he would soon lose that smile. As it turned out, the father's young wife was the woman's college classmate and also a student sponsored by her mother. Ever since she learned that the family was wealthy, she had intentionally cared for the mother during her serious illness. Her goal was simply to get close to the father and gain access to the fortune. Unexpectedly, she later set her sights on the woman's cheating husband and secretly began an affair with him. In order to secure the mother's inheritance, the cheating husband secretly went to the hospital and replaced the father's sperm sample with his own. However, neither of them expected that the woman had already seen through their scheme. She deliberately bribed a doctor to switch the sample once again. At that moment, the father had no idea he had already fallen into a trap. Excitedly, he urged the woman to sign the inheritance agreement. After hearing him out, the woman calmly replied that she was not in a hurry but needed to confirm two things before signing. First, the scheming woman had to give birth to a boy. Second, the child had to be a healthy boy. As soon as the old woman heard that, she felt it made perfect sense. Then let's wait until the baby is born before signing. After all, the delivery was scheduled for tomorrow. Since the old woman had spoken, the father had nothing more to say. He could only agree to let the scheming woman go to the hospital and wait for labor. But after arriving at the hospital, the scheming woman immediately began complaining to the cheating husband. She showed no signs of going into labor at all. When would she finally get her inheritance? What she did not know was that people arranged by the woman were already listening to every word outside the door. Soon they began spreading the story among patients throughout the hospital. Before long, the scandal between the two became common knowledge. At that point, the woman quickly brought her father to the hospital. She told him he needed to comfort his young wife properly, otherwise tomorrow's delivery might not go smoothly. But as soon as they reached the door, they heard patients gossiping about the cheating husband's scandal. The moment the father heard there was a man inside, he immediately started pounding on the door. The loud banging startled the pair and they instantly jumped off the hospital bed, frantically searching for a place to hide. Just then a nurse's voice came from outside. She said that women waiting for labor were not allowed to lock their doors. Then she actually pulled out a key and prepared to open it. At that point, there was no time left to escape. The cheating husband decided to risk everything and dove straight under the bed. At that critical moment, the door swung open. The father stormed in angrily with the woman beside him. Several curious onlookers followed behind. The woman quickly spotted fingers sticking out from beneath the bed. She casually grabbed an umbrella and walked over, then immediately demanded to know whether the scheming woman was hiding a man in the room. The young wife instantly snapped back, saying that was complete nonsense. How does this room look like there's a man here? Seeing that the woman decisively raised the umbrella and jabbed downward, the cheating husband cried out in pain on the spot. Now the father also realized someone was hiding under the bed and repeatedly ordered him to come out. The woman seized the opportunity and kept poking wildly with the umbrella. The father grabbed the exposed hand and dragged the person out. The woman pretended to be shocked and exclaimed that it was actually her husband. This time the cheating husband had nowhere left to hide and immediately tried to run. But the woman stretched out her nails and lunged at him. She did not stop until his face was covered in scratches. Yet before anyone could react, the father punched his son-in-law square in the face, demanding that he explain everything that had happened. Otherwise, the $3 million startup fund would be revoked. The cheating husband instantly panicked.